attempt of the stream, because if this fails, because at 1 minute and 3 seconds of all the streams. So I'm just gonna go as fast as I can, and hopefully the stream doesn't get cut off and people actually join and post comments so I can interact with them. But anyways, everyday events, atmosphere, Paxton. Here's all the checks. This is my favorite track. I'll be showing off my favorite track. And this is the last track on the album, which is Debonair by Otis Gage, which is an alias between, I believe, Dennis Barry and two other composers that, well, I forgot the name. Was it 2 or 1? I don't know. But here's the booklet, and you can read this if you want. Pause it. So, okay, it's 1 minute 3 seconds. They always, please do not get cut off. Okay, did not get cut off. Okay, that's good. It didn't get cut off. So now I can finally show the CD. And here's the back. So, good. And this is my favorite track right there. And here's all the. It's kind of blurry, but. Oh, actually, First Fling by King Palm is my favorite. I forgot about that track. But Debonair is also a good one. But I'll get Debonair in higher quality later in this when I redux it, but I already put. But let's start with my next one, which is another Atmosphere CD. It has a Match Production Music sticker. I don't actually own any Match CDs, probably never will, because Match isn't really a library label It's not really a library label that I really favor. There's just not a lot of things in that label that interest me. But here's all the album. Here's all the tracks. Let's see what my favorite album track on this one is. Okay. Oh, okay, I know. It's The City Wakes, also by King Palmer. Yep, this is the second album in a row, in a row where King Palmer makes the best track. So here's the. So I'll give. I gave I gave Everyday Events an 8.7 out of 10. And I give this like a 7.5 out of 10. It's just not as many memorable tracks as Everyday Events, because Everyday Events has a lot more memorable tracks. I'm not saying that this album doesn't have bad tracks, because there are some good tracks. Some other tracks is also Splits played by King Palmer, which I uploaded in low quality back then, like a year ago. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10. So, and next album is a Chapel album, Splits, and I forgot to say, I got this off Discogs in April of 2023. I got Everyday Events off eBay in October of 2022, and I got this Splits, this album, off of eBay on Christmas 2022. So let's show here's all the back tracks. They don't show the composers, but so we have, let's see what well, the thing about Chapel CDs is that they don't oh, thank you. And the thing about Chapel CDs is that they list the composers. They list, here's all the composers. Excellent. Here's the composers. Okay. And my favorite track on this album is definitely Football Association. It's just a very catchy track, and it's my favorite. So, here's Split. There's Splits. So, Okay. Now this one's not the reason why I bought this CD, this Cohen album, CPM, Cohen Archive album, is because I thought, because in modern editions of the tracks, there's extra tracks such as, yes, I will upload Kitsch Pop soon. I'll upload that soon. Maybe tomorrow. Anyways, the reason why I bought this album is because there's actually extra tracks on the Warner Chappell website. Like there's a track by Peter Dennis, which was used in the SpongeBob episode Buried in Time, which was a great episode, by the way. And there was I believe there was a track called Step on It. It was actually cut off, but I have the original upload. I forgot the name of it, but I actually have it on my channel. But anyways, they're all composed by Harry Bluestone. I actually plan on some of the tracks. I gotta say, my favorite Colin album is Groovy Baby Kitsch, and I haven't seen a CD copy of that going up. It's probably gonna be expensive when it does, but that's definitely my favorite Colin album. I also like the Hot Big Band Cool Jazz album, which I also haven't seen a copy of going down. But if I ever do, and it's not crazy expensive, I'll definitely buy it. But all these tracks are by Harry Bluestone. I plan on uploading some of these soon. So, and all the Cohen albums are actually 2 CDs. Well, most of them. And here's an album that. Now this is Archive Selection 2 by Gerhard Ched, and it's actually like basically it's kind of like Archival 2 from Sonaton, and also GT2, which is not on APM anymore. And there's also my favorite track is definitely Sailor. It's just got that kind of. It's never used in SpongeBob, but I definitely can see it as like in the pre-movie as a Krusty Krab track. So I got this on eBay in like summer 2022. I'll give this album like a 6.5 out of 10. And I give City Life Marching Band 7.2 out of 10. So, okay, this album is a very great album. This album is great. It splits marches, but the thing I like about this album is the composers. Like, there's so many legendary library composers like Conrad Leonard, who made that track Pink Lilac, which is used in SpongeBob, and also George French, who made the track Fully Fashioned from KPM, and then there's the tracks by. I gotta say, my favorite track is I know it's what's the name? I forgot the name, but it's made by Stanley Smith Masters, aka Idris Seibert. I probably butchered that. But also, for some reason, on Discogs, Fanfare's B to L are listed as Dolph Vanderlyn and Peter York. They're all by Alfred Austin, which is an alias for Dennis Berry and 2 other composers that I forgot. So, got this on Discogs in January of 2023. I gave it a 8.7 out of 10. So, and here's another Cohen album. Now this one is a strange album. It's strange because these are not made by Harry Bluestone. They're not made by him. Sorry that my hand keeps. These tracks are not made by Harry Bluestone. They're made by mostly unidentified people, because most of these tracks are very mysterious in the fact that it's also And I know the track Molly Girl was using the title cut for Squidtastic Voyage, which I don't really like that SpongeBob episode, but all of these, it's definitely a strange album. So, but all the tracks are renamed. So, well, not renamed, but the original composers were changed into Harry Bluestone. I gave this. So I think I got this out of Discogs in April of 2023, just like I got the Atmosphere CD, Social Life and Events. So, okay, this album, you might not know this album, but it's a JW Media or JW theme music. And I will not delete this channel. Also has a BBC sticker on it, so. I do have a Boss Wolf album. It's coming up soon, but I've one album from Boss Wolf. Anyways, so this one is from JW Media with JW theme music. It's got all these albums from Alfred Cluton, Max Saunders, Alan Langford, and one track from Paul Fennell hit, probably butchered that, Ronald Benjamin Gilbert Vinter. I gave this album like a 5.6 out of 10. The CD isn't actually in the best condition, but the thing I do like about the CD is the fact that the CD itself is stylized like a JW theme music 78. I believe all the other albums in this sub-series are like that too. I actually do plan on getting one soon, and I'll definitely do an update on that when I do another live stream. So I give this album, I think I already said, but I gave it a 5 out of 10. So, okay, this album, alright, so this album is a classic. Comet Cuts and Buttons with Southern. It has a lot of tracks from Southern, and it has a lot of, probably the most notable track is Hawaiian Calypso and Slippery Sid by Joe Weather and Roger, because they're famous for their usage in SpongeBob, like, and I know that Hawaiian Calypso returned in the Sandy movie, but and also, you can, I am flexing it. Anyways, so here's a description, you can pause it, I guess, and this is a pretty great album. It's 9.6 out of 10. Oh yes, Clowntown from Adult Party Cartoon. Well, I noticed for Hawaiian Calypso and Slippery Sid for the usage in SpongeBob. And this next album is a D-Wolf CD. I got this in summer 2023. For some reason on Discogs, they only list Jack Tromby or Jan Storica. I think I butchered that again as the composers, but there's more. Well, the tracks that aren't by Jack Tromby there's actually a lot of tracks on this. And I don't know why they have this notes thing. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be for. But, and also on the D-Wolf website, it's stylized like it's 2 CDs, but it's just one. I don't know, the version on the D-Wolf site is kind of strange. But I give this album a 9.8. A lot of the album tracks were used on Camp Roswell, and it's a pretty great, it's definitely a great album. Okay, now here's Goodies from the Cheese Shop Happy Beat. It also has a Boozy and Hawks sticker. And no, I don't have any albums for Boozy and Hawks. Anyways, so one of the best tracks on this album is the Rudy Vasavi section. And Made to Measure is the best track on the album. Actually, I don't really like Hillbilly Waltz, and there's also Happy Waltz by Herman and Brento on the online version. And also, on all of the Goodies from the Cheese Shop albums, there's extra tracks from that are online exclusive, such as Happy Waltz and a bunch of other tracks. I have some of them uploaded. I'll get more of them. I listed that in my community post, but this album is great. I have another Goodies album. They're a little rare, but actually not. They're fairly common. Anyways, so okay, this is the last Cohen CPM album, and it's actually a rare album. Marches and Ceremonial, and it uses a bunch of Central Fox tracks, and they're all renamed. And actually, and you can. I'm not even gonna show the back because they're all renamed and they're all fake names, but yeah. And also, I know that hold on, I think and also I believe that some of the two tracks in the CD that were used in Ren and Stimpy, although they weren't actually sourced from this album, they were sourced from Capitol Reels, and I still don't know how the people at Ren and Stimpy got their hands on Capitol Reels. But this album is definitely a 7.5. I believe it was 7 or an 8 out of 10. So, okay, this next album is actually, when I bought this album off of Discogs, like I think it was in April. Yeah, it was in April. It arrived kind of strange. But yes, this is Sidney Torch conducts a New Century Orchestra. You might know Sidney Torch for the track Comic Walk, which is, yeah, that track is now kind of infamous, but so they have a lot of tracks that were renamed. Like, I didn't know that Eric Winstone's Chinchilla was actually originally known. I mean, Mr. Meredith was known as Chinchilla. And one of my favorite tracks is Silver Spurs by Phil Green, and also Fashion Parade, which is used in Ren and Stimpy, and also SpongeBob. And so that I'll give this album a 6.8 out of 10. So okay, here's another here's music for comedy. I got this on eBay. It's not on Discogs at the moment, but and so this is like, I believe this is the latest. Actually, no, there's like one more late. This is from 2012, actually 2011, but it was added to APM on February 8th, 2012. So here's the back. I might as well show you the inlay, since there's no photos of it online really. So here's the inlay. And here's all the tracks, and it also has Happy Go Lively, which is famous for using Ren and Stimpy and a lot of other classic Nickelodeon shows. And here's the album. Here's the CD. So I give this album an 8 out of 10. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Give this album an 8 out of 10. It also has an EMI sticker. Okay, now this next album, I actually have something to say. So here's Exotica from Chapo. I got this last month. And something about this album, it features an NSFW track. And which track is that? It's Erotica by Julie Bissett. It was removed from UPM, and there's actually a good reason why it was removed. Because when I listened to this track, it was I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. So, but other than that, that's a lot of great tracks. And my favorite track is More Melodies and Rumbonita, both by Roger Roger. And besides that Erotica track, I give it a 9 out of 10. And okay, so here's GT8 from Gerhard Tread, Beautiful Symphonic Melodies. Not on APM, but still on Sonata website. And the tracks, I'm probably gonna butcher this, Wait Tease Land or Sad Day in November. We're using Ren and Stimpy. So here's. I got this for only $9 on eBay, but currently a Discogs listing is going up for $73. So I'm glad I got this when I did. I give this album a 8.7 out of 10. Also, there's actually this is actually an underrated album from Gerhard Trade All Over the World. There's also some German songs on it, so that was a nice treat. Okay, now this album is definitely probably the highlight of the CD section. Bosworth. Here it is. Here's the Bosworth CD I mentioned earlier. So, here's all the tracks. There's actually a reissue of this in 2002. I saw a copy on eBay, but I didn't know this isn't the copy. I got this off Discogs. I didn't actually buy it. I kind of bought this, and I know that most of the Bosworth 78s are on the Internet Archive, but I still want to own this album because it's just an underrated album. It's partially on the Soho site. However, most of the tracks that were reissued on Soho Archive albums, renamed, or removed, except the ones that weren't. And the tracks Holiday Fair by Ronald Handler and Jakarta, which I will upload soon, by Larry Ashmore, which is one of my favorites. So, I gave this album a 9.8. Okay, here's the other goodies from the Cheap Shop album. I told you I had two. So here's the second to last one. Got this off Discogs in April. And again, some of the tracks are online exclusive. And what's my favorite track? And it's Scotch Time by Roman Z. Clark Harrison. I'm not even going to say his last name. A.K.A. George Cowett, who made Me For You. And I gotta say that Rudy Vasady track's my favorite, and here's the CD. So I give this album a 10 out of 10. I know that's kind of crazy, but it's a great album. And the extra tracks are good too. Alright, now for the last track on the CD section of this stream, we have Anglo American Jazz. I probably butchered that word. It's by Johnny Hawksworth. It's actually not from D Wolf, but it's a reissue. Yeah, here's the CD. It's actually a reissue of two. Wait, actually, I think it was. I'm not sure if it was two D Wolf LPs or one, but got this for my birthday. So, and also this inlay is literally stylized like the LP. So, I give this CD a 9 out of 10. And we are officially done with the CD section. We're not finished. We still have the records. So, let me. Okay, so now we have the record section, and let's start. This is actually a reissue of. Wait, I don't think the lighting's that good. This is a reissue of a Selected Sound LP. It's from 2021. It's by Be Wolf Records. So here's the record. I'm not actually the biggest fan of this record. I mean, it's kind of like not really funk. I mean, funk is okay, but I like orchestra. I like jazz. But this album. There's actually a lot of stuff on this LP. Like a lot of. Actually, probably shouldn't put this record like this because it could warp. But I give this album a 6 out of 10. So, okay, this one is Marches by Conroy, Berry Music. And here's the back. My favorite track is definitely Top Brass by Eric Owen, which is Eric Sidday and Johnson Coombe. And I also like Broadway Parade by Eric Sidday. And I don't know, it's kind of weird seeing Eric Sidday doing orchestral tracks because I usually know him as the guy who made all his electronic tracks and also the theme to the Screen Gems logo and also NET logo too. And I give this album an 8.5 out of 10. And also, here's the record. So, and next one, this is a personal favorite of mine. Records. This is for swingers only. It was reissued on an Intersound Vintage Pills album, and when I first listened to that track in February 2022 on APM, I really enjoyed the tracks. My favorite tracks are probably Finito by Vex Wera, which I plan on uploading soon. So, okay, and here's a rare, well, not rare, but the tracks themselves are rare because they're not reissued. Well, actually, two of them were. That's actually how I found out about this album, because two of them were reissued on a D-Wolf CD. Well, actually, was it a digital album or a CD? I don't know. It was from 2014. I know that D-Wolf stopped making CDs in 2014, but I don't know when in 2014 they stopped making it. But I know that, and they made some Krusty Krab-esque tracks. And my favorite track, it's gotta be Harmonium Boogie by Jim Parker, and I'll definitely get up on that soon. So stay tuned for that. And next we have another D-Wolf album that literally looks the exact same. Comedy Close Up 2 by Pierre Hervé, who I know did the Roblox track Rosalita, and actually Little Ballet was used in Camp Lazlo, and also, and some of these albums are actually reissued on the comedy and cartoon music, but I got this album before I got comedy and cartoon music. I got this in April 2023, and I got comedy and cartoon music in July. So I give this album, I haven't been rating all my albums. I give this album a 9.3. I gave this album an 8 out of 10. I give this album a 10 out of 10. So, and we're almost done with this collection, I think. And here's a KPM album. And yeah, KPM, and it's the comedy album. So we got some tracks by Johnny Pearson, and then we have Happy Walking, and then we have Petticoat Way and School for Urchins by Sid Dale, Ride 'em Cowboy by David Lindup, Peter Piper and the Ugly Duckling by Alan Morehouse. My favorite track on this album is the Ugly Duckling by Alan Morehouse. So, and this is a 78 album. So it I actually can't play 78s on my record player, but when I bought these, I thought I could. And now I learned that I couldn't play them. So until I get a 78 adapter, I will not be buying new 78s. I'll only be buying CDs and LPs and 45s. Anyways, this is the Daily Round by Ronald Benj, and Mad Hatter by Jack Jordan, which was reissued by Swank Cafe recently. So this, I gave this 78 a 7.2 out of 10 because I listened to it on APM. So, yeah. Okay, and this is another record by Paxson, and this track has Motor Races, which is reissued on AFCV1, which, if you've seen in this stream, I own. And you probably can't see it, but this is called Thunder God, which is reissued by AFCV3, and Devil Dance, which I don't believe is on the internet. But I don't have a 78 adapter, so I can't rip it. I mean, it might be on the Internet Archive, but I don't think it wasn't reissued by Atmosphere, I don't believe. And now we have a Sudden LP, and it contains all these tracks. Got this off eBay. I haven't been saying where I got them off, but it has this tracks from Leslie Bridgewater, Paul Rupert Lewis, Felton Napoli. I'm not even gonna say that name because I'm gonna butcher it. Ronald Hanmer, Michael Cross, Tony King. Not gonna say the name, I'm gonna butcher it. Bruce Campbell and Nino Nardini, aka Georges Teperino. So I gave this album a 4 out of 10. It's not the best album, but it's not the worst album either. And this isn't actually the last one. I forgot one, but I'll show you that later. And this is an Archive Series album, Volume 5 from KPM. This is the only KPM Archive album. I don't have any of the KPM Archive CDs at the moment. So we have, and here's, we have a lot of classic tracks like Tomfool, Buffoonery, Mary As a Good, Spindle Legs, Much of the Ants. And I actually found out the original name of the March of the Ants. I forgot the original name of it, but I actually found the original name on it on complete accident. So I was on the Internet Archive like a couple days ago, searching for FDH 78, and I clicked on this track by Sidney Cook. I forgot the original name, and it was the March of the Ants. So that was a coincidence. Anyways, I like the B side more, which contains tracks by Dennis Farnan, and I know that Pig and Whistle and Time After Time were using recent Patrick Star Show episodes and also Camp Cool, and well, this album I kind of skip on the LP tracks, LP KPM Archive albums, and do the CD ones. I kind of favor those albums more. So that's my personal take, but I don't own any LP CDs. So I give this album a 7 out of 10. And no, we are not finished, and I have one more that I forgot to take out, but I'll get. And hold on. Okay. Okay, here's the last album. So, I'll just show you this album. Okay. So, this is a Themes reissue. And, so, Themes. And it's a reissue of the Percussion Spectrum album. And all the tracks were reissued were by Raymond Cooper and Barry Morgan. And honestly, I think this album is like a 6 out of 10 for me. I actually like percussion albums. I like the tracks, the one percussion track by Sam Fontaine. That was a pretty good album. And this is the last album, so let me just show you all the records and CDs I have. Okay. I did not notice that the audio was cut out while I'm sorry. So I have 31 records in my collection. And I forgot to put the mic back on, so that's the end of the collection. Thank you for watching this stream, and I'll see you later today for the video, which I will upload Valentine Handelman's arrangement of the Drunken Sailor later today. So thank you for watching.